Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hope so everyone is fine. Today I am going to start a new chapter for class 6th, that is chapter number 8, and the name of the chapter is Habitat of the Living. Dear students, as you know that in the previous chapter, chapter number 7th, that is things around us, we have discussed about the living and non-living things, biotic and abiotic components, and how are biotic components dependent on abiotic components. In this chapter, we have to study about the habitat of the living. What are habitats? What is habitat or what are habitats? The area you live in, including living and non-living things in the environment. The area you live in, including living and non-living things in the environment. That is known as habitat. That is known as habitat. As we have learned earlier, this habitat is a place where a living organism, whether the living organism is a plant or an animal, finds food, shelter, and an environment for proper growth and development. Okay, habitat is a place where a living organisms include both plants and animals, finds food, shelter, and an environment for proper growth and development. So, can we say that is zoo the habitat of a tiger? No, zoo is not the place where tiger lives in nature. A tiger lives in forest. So we can say zoo is not the habitat. Zoo is not the habitat of the tiger. In an habitat, an organism's habitat provides it everything it needs to survive. Like it provides it food, shelter. The home of an organism is also within its habitat. The home of an organism is also within its habitat. Types of habitats. There are 5 major types of habitats in our planet. There are 5 major types of habitats on our planet. Forests, grasslands, deserts, mountains and polar regions, and aquatic habitat. Dear students, but broadly speaking, there are two types of habitats on there. Said those two types of habitats are aquatic habitat and terrestrial habitat. Aquatic habitat and terrestrial habitats. Forests, grasslands, deserts, mountains, polar regions, hills, those are under the terrestrial habitat. What are aquatic habitats? It includes all water bodies. Aquatic habitats includes all water bodies such as lakes, ponds, rivers, streams, oceans, etc. And terrestrial habitat, it includes different landforms. Terrestrial habitat includes different landforms such as forests, grasslands, deserts, mountains, hills, polar regions, except water bodies. These are terrestrial habitats. Dear students, we know that there are some conditions which can be uncomfortable for a living being, which can be uncomfortable for plants or animals living in a particular habitat. Those conditions or those changes cannot be changed, but an organism changes itself, or by an organism changes themselves to adjust in these conditions. Thus, we can say that any change in the structure, behavior, or activities of the organism to survive in a particular habitat is called adaptation. What is adaptation? Adaptation, it is a change in the structure, it is the change in the behavior, or we can say activities of the organism to survive in a particular habitat. Is called adaptation. Such as plants live in different surroundings. Some plants, those are found in water. Some plants, those are found in terrestrial land. They have to adjust according to the conditions of the environment. They have to adjust themselves according to the conditions of the environment. They have to adjust according to the conditions of the environment. This process of adjustment is called adaptation. Not only plants, animals also adjust according to the conditions of the environment. The process of the adjustment is called adaptation. So I have said that any changes in the structure, behavior, or activities of the organism to survive in a particular habitat is called adaptation. We know that all organisms, all plants and animals cannot live in all the habitats. We know that all organisms cannot live in all the habitats. Each organism have adapted itself according to the habitat. For example, a fish cannot survive on land, and a cow cannot survive in water. This is because the fish, they have adapted themselves to the water habitat, or we can say they have adapted themselves to the aquatic habitat, while the cow has adapted itself to the land habitat.